Howdy folks, welcome back to another Armored Warfare replay. I am your host Bjorn, and today I have for you the Challenger 2. This is the FV4034 Challenger 2 at Tier 9. And it is a main battle tank in service with the British currently. The design began as a private venture in 1986 by Vickers Defense. The Challenger 2 is an extensive redesign. Take a look at the Challenger 2. Now this has the ERA kit, and I will be discussing actually a little bit about the ERA kit and a version without the ERA kit. So there you can take a look at it. So the the Challenger 2 is an extensive redesign of the Challenger 1. The first demonstrator vehicle would be completed in January of 1989.
Your help is greatly needed. The Lions of Nequil have taken over this region, and we need to retreat.
In June of 1991, the Ministry of Defense would order a total of 140 Challenger 2s at the cost of $520 million. I suspect that's actually British pounds.
Black Company. We know that the Lions of Nequil are going
documentation
to the oil
didn't specify
for
the batch.
So they can't get their hands on
Another order of
everything.
268 vehicles would be placed in 1994. However, it wouldn't be until 1998 the Challenger 2 would officially enter service. And that's not the only batches. The Challenger 2 is armed with a 120 millimeter 55 caliber long L30A1 rifled gun, which is a successor to the L11 gun used on the Chieftain and the Challenger 1. However, even with the new gun, the British Army continues placing a premium on using on the use of HESH ammunition, which is a high explosive squash head ammunition, in case you didn't know. The Challenger 2 is also armed with a L94A1 EX34 chain gun. That's it's in 7.62 caliber, and it's the coaxial. And a pintle-mounted L37A2 general purpose machine gun. That's for the tank commander. I'm sorry, the loader there. It uses a second generation of Cobham armor for protection. It's a British variant of the standard composite armor. I mean, it's composite armor. The Challenger 2 is powered by a Perkins CV12-6A V12 diesel engine that produces 1,200 horsepower. As a note, while not featured in-game, the Challenger 2 does have a hydropneumatic suspension. Officially, the Challenger 2 weighs 62.5 tons, but with add-on armor package, which you see here, it weighs in at a whopping 75 tons. That actually makes it one of the heaviest tanks in service in the world, if not the heaviest. It actually makes it heavier than Abrams.
Sights down. Can't see.
Well, the Challenger 2...
Identify target.
While the Challenger 2 has yet to see the action M1 Abrams has, it would first see action with the 7th Armored Brigade around Basra in March of 2003. During the 2003 invasion of Iraq, no Challenger 2s were lost in any tank versus tank action. However, there's a notation that most of the tanks the Challenger 2s were encountering were actually T-55s. You know, so Cold War technology versus modern armor. Yeah, it doesn't match up. However, one Challenger 2 was lost to an IED explosion. So there you go. There's some extensive history of the Challenger 2. There's a little bit more detail about the whole design process and the purchasing process. But essentially, combat history-wise goes, there's not a whole lot. There was notation of a friendly fire incident between a misidentification between two Challenger 2s, and one of the Challenger 2s would actually end up being destroyed. And the loss of 3 crewmen ensued with that. So we're just going to finish up the replay here.
All targets armed and
As you can
hot.
see, it is a
Nice
PvE
work.
match, it is a
Identify.
PvE hardcore match. I have nothing but strictly AP loaded. I'm actually not fond of the Hesh. I find the Hesh extremely tricky to use at best, and more often than not, it barely does a little bit more damage to lightly armored vehicles than the standard AP does. So I go with a straight AP loadout for that constant penetration. It is a well-armored machine. However, I feel the mobility is really brutal. Personally, I would actually, I favor, even though I lose armor, I favor a more mobile tank.
That attention elsewhere. I hope they don't head for the docks next.
But I'm not going to deny that the armor on this thing is not amazing, because it is really good. It is a tough nut to crack, even for tank destroyers.
Enemy tank spotted to the east.
And it's a good frontline take abuse type machine. Another thing I want to point out is the reload on this is really not the greatest. This is with an improved breach block. This is with the reload skills for the crew, and this is also with the improved ammo stowage system upgrade. As you can see, it's quite, I mean, it's almost a 9-second reload at tier 9. Most tier 7s have a reload around this amount of time. The other thing to point out too is the penetration of even the upgraded AP ammunition is not really that good. And without the upgraded AP ammunition, you will actually have some troubles penetrating some of the higher end tier MBTs, such as the Merkava Mark IV, and even the T14 can be a little bit of a struggle. Alright, we're almost finished up here. There we go, put a shot into Bradley. We got another Bradley here. There's another shot. As you see, I'm playing aggressive. I'm even going right after the Challenger 2. And this is the Challenger 2 ATDU at tier 10. There we go, around into a side.
Hostile target marked.
And there we go. There is the final shot of the game and the win. And let's pull up the results here. That I forgot to load in. I am so shit. Don't mind me, folks. So here you go. Got myself a blue star and a target. I did almost 17,000 damage. I pretty much did 17,000 damage. Spotted 11 enemy vehicles and destroyed 5. So that's not a bad go. Took and blocked quite a bit of damage. However, one thing to point out, even though I got the blue star, I was not the top in spotting damage, and I was not the top in damage overall. Actually, that would go to the tier 10 T15. But I did stay very close to him, and I spotted a total of 11 enemy vehicles. I'm actually a little foggy on how I got the blue star here. I suspect it could be the fact I spotted so many vehicles versus him, or I blocked more damage. I'm not really quite sure. But so there you go. There is the tier 9 Challenger 2. And hopefully you enjoyed this replay, and I will see you on the next one.